good evening. I am the Duchess of Gloucester, and tonight I would like to share with you a story. The story of my family. You see, my family has a wondrous history. A history rife with wills, trust, estates, and death. Our story begins in King Lear's castle, where everyone has gathered for the distribution of the king's lands to his daughters. What could go wrong? Oh, and one more thing. Did I mention they were on Zoom?
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This whole world's confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whispers, sell your dreams so soon. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you
Is this not your son, my lord?
His breathing, sir, hath been at my charge. I have so often blushed to acknowledge him, that now I'm braced to it.
I cannot conceive you.
Sir, this young fellow's mother could.
Though this knave comes something saucily into the world before he was sent for, yet was his mother fair. There was good sport at his making, and the whoreson must be acknowledged. Do you know this noble gentleman, Edmund?
No, my lord.
My lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
My services to your lordship, Kent.
Meanwhile, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. Know that we have divided in three our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age,
conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall, and you, our no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant will to publish our daughter's several dowers, that future strife may be prevented now. Which of you, shall we say, doth love us most? That we our largest bounty may extend, where nature doth will merit challenge. Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than words can wield the matter, dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty, beyond what can be valued, rich or rare, no less than life with grace, health, beauty, honor, as much as child e'er loved or father found. A love that makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you.
What shall Cordelia do? Love and be silent.
Goneril, I'm going to share my screen with you. Goneril, you will take this middle part of the map as my eldest born. Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests and with champagnes rich,
with plenteous rivers and wide-skirted meads, we make thee, lady. To thine and Albany's issue, be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife to Cornwall? Speak.
Sir, I am made of the same self that my sister is, and prize me at her worth and my true heart. I find she names my very deed of love, only she comes too short. that I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, which I am most precious, square sense of possesses, and find I'm alone facilitate in your dear highness's love.
Then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I am sure my love's more richer than my tongue.
Reagan, I'm also going to share my screen with you, and you will receive this third of the kingdom. If only I could draw an R, Reagan. To thee and thine heredity ever remains this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Goneril.
Now, our joy, although the last, not the least, what can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters?
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more, no less.
How, Cordelia? How? Mend your speech a little, lest it mar your fortunes.
Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Haply, when I shall wed,
that Lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry, half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters, to love my father all.
But goes thy heart with this?
Ay, good my lord.
So young, and so untendered.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth then be thy dower.
For by the sacred radiance of the sun, to the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operation of the orbs, from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my paternal care.
Propinquity and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever.
Good, my liege.
Peace, Kent. Come not between a dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight.
What wilt thou do, old man? Thy youngest daughter does not love thee least.
Kent, on thy life no more.
My life I never held but as a pawn, to wage against thy enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being the motive.
Out of my sight, Kent.
See better, Lear, and let me still remain, the true blank of thine eye.
You vascural miscreant!
Dear sir, forbear!
Kent, turn thy hated back upon thy kingdom away. By Jupiter, thou shalt not be revoked.
Fare thee well, king. Sith thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence, and banishment is here. Thus Kent, O princes, bid you all adieu. He'll shape his old course in a country new.
Out of my sight, Kent.
Fairest Cordelia, that art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken, and most loved despised. Thee and thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it lawful I take up what's cast away. Gods, gods, 'tis strange that from their cult's neglect my love should kindle to inflamed respect. Thy dowerless daughter, king, thrown to my chance, is the queen of us, of ours, and our fair France.
That has her, France. Let her be thine. For we have no such daughter, nor shall we ever see the face of hers again.
Bid farewell to your sisters.
The jewels of our father with washed eyes, Cordelia leaves you. I know you, what you are, and like a sister, and most loath to call your faults as they are named. Use well our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him. But yet, alas, stood within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Save it, sister.
Bye, Felicia.
A pleasant start to our tale, yes? Next up, one son legitimate, one a bastard. The Earl of Gloucester faces some hard decisions as tensions brew between his two sons, Edmund and Edgar. Whatever will he do?
Thou nature art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me? For that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why, bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind is generous, my shape is true as an honest madam's issues, why they brand us with base, with baseness, bastardy, base. Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father love is to the bastard Edmund as it is to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my intervention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now gods, stand for the base.
How now? What news, Edmund?
So please your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly you seek to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper were you just reading?
Nothing, my lord. Simply nothing.
No? What needed then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? Let's see, come. If it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, pardon me, sir. It's just from my brother.
Let's see. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny, who sways not as it hath power, but as it is suffered. Come to me, that of this I may speak more. If your father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever, and live the beloved of your brother Edgar. My son Edgar? Had he a hand to write this? A heart and brain to breed it in? When came this to you? Who brought it? Oh, villain, abhorred villain, unnatural, detested, brutish villain, worse than brutish. Go, sirrah, seek him, I'll apprehend him, abominable villain.
Remember, it is not enough to abstain from lying by word of mouth, for the worst lies are often conveyed by a false look, smile, or act. After receiving her portion of the land, the Princess Goneril has let her love and respect for her father waver. Meanwhile, her servant Oswald speaks with the king.
Go you, call hither my fool.
No.
Come you hither. Sir, who am I, sir?
You are my lady's father.
My lady's father, my lord's knave, you whoreson dog, you slave, you curl.
I am none of these, my lord. I beseech your pardon.
Do you bandy looks with me, you rascal?
I will not be struck, my lord.
Nor tripped neither, you base football player. How now, nuncle? Would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters.
Oh, why, my boy?
If I gave them all my living, I'd keep my coxcombs myself.
Whoa, don't take my hat.
There's mine, beg another of thy daughters.
Take heed, sirrah, the whip.
Truth's a dog, must to kennel, he must be whipped out.
A pestilent gall to me.
Sirrah, I'll teach thee a speech.
Yeah, do, please.
Mark it, nuncle. Have more than thou showest, speak less than thou knowest. Lend less than thou owest, ride more than thou goest. Learn more than thou trowest, leave thy drink and thy whore, and keep in the door, and thou shalt have more than 2 tons and a score.
This is nothing, fool.
Then 'tis like the breath of an unfeed lawyer. You give me nothing for it. Can you make no use of nothing, nuncle?
Why, no, boy, nothing can be made of nothing.
Dost thou know the difference, my boy, between a sweet fool and a bitter fool?
No, lad, teach me again.
That Lord that counsel I'd thee to give away thy land, come place him here by me, do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear, the one in motley here, and the other one over there.
Doubt'st thou call me a fool, boy?
All thy other titles thou hast given away, that thou wast born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
Didn't I just banish you?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Prithee, nuncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
And you lie, Sarah. We'll have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true. They'll have me whipped for lying. And sometimes I am whipped for holding my peace.
How now, daughter? Methinks you too much of late. I'm frown.
Not only, sir, this your all-licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank, and not to be endured riots.
Are you our daughter?
Come, sir, I would you would make use of that good wisdom, whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions that of late transform you from what you rightly are.
May not an ass know when the cart draws the horse? Whoop jug, I love thee.
Does any here know me? This is not Lear doth. Lear walks thus, speak thus. Where are his eyes? Who is it that can tell me who I am?
Lear's shadow.
This admiration, sir, is much of the savor of other your new pranks. I do beseech you to understand my purpose aright. As you are old and reverend, you should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so dishonored and so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, make it more like a tavern or a brothel than a grace palace. The same itself doth speak for instant remedy. Be then desired by her, that else will take the things she begs, a little to disquantity your train.
All right, I get it.
What's the matter, sir?
Life and death? I am ashamed that has the power to shake my manhood thus. That these hot tears which break me to perforce should make thee worth them. Blast and fog's upper. Yeah, it comes to this. Let it be so. Yet I have left a daughter, who I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails she shall fray thy wolvish visage. Thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think I have cast off forever.
Nuncle Lear, tarry and take thy fool with thee. A fox when one has caught her, and such a daughter should be sure to slaughter. If my cap would buy a halter. So the fool follows after.
Oh, that bastard Edmund is always up to something. Will he continue to turn his father against his brother Edgar? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I hear my father coming, though. Pardon me. In cunning, I must draw my sword upon you. Draw, seem to defend yourself. Yield, come before my father. Fly, brother, fly away. Some blood drawn would get me some baguette opinion.
Now, Edmund, where's the villain?
Look, sir, I bleed.
Where is the villain, Edmund?
Fled this way, sir, when by no means he could.
Servant, come. Pursue him, ho. Go after. By no means what?
Persuade me to the murder of your lordship.
Let him fly far. All ports, all bar. The villain shall not escape. The Duke must grant me that. Besides his picture I will send far and near, that all the kingdom may have due note of him, and of my land, royal and natural boy, I'll work the means to make thee capable.
Someone really should make a play about this dysfunctional family. Let's check in with the other royals. After being sent away from Goneril's castle, King Lear finds himself begging his middle daughter Regan to take him in.
I'm glad to see your highness.
Beloved Regan, thy sister's not. Regan, she hath tied sharp-tooth unkindness like a vulture here.
I can scarce speak to thee. Thou not believe with how depraved quality, O Regan.
I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation.
My curse is on her.
Fie, sir, fie!
You nimble lightens, dart your blind flames in her scornful eyes. Infect her beauty, you fin-sucked fogs, drawn by the powerful sun to fall and blast her pride.
Bless gods! So will you wish on me when the rash mood is on?
Oh, Regan, thou shalt never have my curse.
Thy tender heft nature shall not give thee o'er to harshness. Her eyes are fierce, but thine do comfort and not burn. 'Tis not in thee to grudge my pleasures, to cut off my train, to bandy haste words, to...
Good sir, to the purpose.
Who comes here? Oh, heavens, Goneril, art thou not ashamed to look upon this lack of a beard?
Why, sir? How have I offended?
Oh my God.
I pray you, father, being weak, seems so, if till the expiration of your month you will return to sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me.
Y'all don't get it.
Return to her, and 50 men dismissed? No! Rather, I abjure all roofs, and choose to wage against the enemy of the air, to be a comrade with the wolf, and owl, and...
At your choice, sir.
I prithee, daughter, do not make me mad. I will not trouble thee, my child. Farewell. We'll no more meet, no more see one another. But yet, thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter. Or rather, a disease that's in my flesh, which I must needs call mine. Thou art a boil, a plague sore in my corrupted blood. But I'll not chide thee. Let shame come when it will. I do not call it. I do not bid the thunder bearer shoot, nor tell the tales of thee to high judging Jove. Mend when thou canst, be better at thy leisure. I can be patient. I can stay with Regan. I and my 100 knights.
Not altogether so. I looked not for you yet, nor am I provided. For your fit welcome, what, 50 followers? Is it not well? What should you need of more?
Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she calls servants, or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slack you, we could control them. If you will come to me, I entrench you, to bring but 5 and 20 to no more, will I give place or notice?
I gave you all.
And in good time you gave it.
Goneril, I'll go with thee. Thy 50 yet doth double 5 and 20, and thou art twice her love.
Hear me, my lord. What need you of 5 and 20, 10, or 5 to follow in a house where twice so many have command to you?
What need one?
Oh, reason not the need, our basest beggars, are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is cheap as beast. Thou art a lady, and if only to go warm or gorgeous. Why, nature needs not what thou gorgeous wearest, which scarcely keeps thee warm, but for true need. You heavens, give me that patience. Patience I need. You see me here, you gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in both. If it be you that stir these daughters' hearts against thy father, fool me not so much to bear it tamely. Touch me with thy noble anger, and let not woman's weapons water drops stain my man cheeks. No, you unnatural hags, I will have such revenges on you both, that all the world shall no, will do such things. What they are, yet I know not, but they shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? No, I'll not weep. I have full cause of weeping, but this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws. Or I'll weep, a fool. I'll go mad.
Let us withdraw till be a storm.
My, it looks like a storm is brewing, doesn't it? The king, now without any daughter to take care of him, takes his fool and his loyal man Kent to keep him company. But the king appears to be going mad. Has his highness realized that his only loyal daughter is now off, betrothed to the king of France?
Oh, blow, winds and crack your cheeks. Rage, blow, you cataracts and hurricanos. Spout till you have drenched our steeples, drowned our cocks. You sulphurous and thought-executing fires, fount couriers to oak-cleaving thunderbolts. Singe my white head, and thou all-shaking thunder, smite flat the rotundi of the world, crack nature's molds, and all Germans spill at once, thou make ungrateful man.
Oh, nuncle, court holy water in a dry house is better than this rain out of door. Good nuncle, in and ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a night that pities neither wise man nor fool.
Rumble thy belly full, spit, fire, spout, rain. Nor rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters. I tax you not, you elements. With unkindness, I never gave you kingdom. I never called you children. You owe me no subscription. And let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man. But yet, I call you servile minsters that have with two pernicious daughters joined your high engendered battles against a head so old and white as this. Oh, 'tis foul.
Alack, bareheaded. Gracious, my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship will it lend you against the tempest.
He that has and a tiny little wit, with hey-ho, the wind and the rain, must make content with his fortunes fit. For the rain it raineth every day.
True, my good boy. Come, bring us to this hovel.
Oh, here we go again. More meddling by Edmund to start problems in the kingdom and ruin his father's life. Gloucester chose the king's side, and now Regan and Cornwall have seized his palace. A prisoner in your own home? How enchanting.
Edmund, there's a division betwixt the dukes, and a worse matter than that. I have received a letter this night.
No.
'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have locked this letter in my closet. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There's part of a power already footed. We must incline to the king. I will seek him and privily relieve him. Go you and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him perceived. If he ask for me, I am ill, and gone to bed, though I die for it, as no less is threatened me. The king, my old master, must be relieved. There is some strange thing toward. Edmund, pray you, be careful.
I shall. This courtesy forbid thee, shall the Duke instantly know, and of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses. No less than all, the younger rise when the older doth fall.
Where is the king? No one has seen him anywhere, and traitors are afoot. Come, speak softly. The walls have ears.
Come hither, friend. Where is the king, my master?
Here, sir, but trouble him not. His wits are gone.
Good friend, I prithee, take him in thy arms. I have overheard a plot of death against him. There is a carriage ready. Lay him in it and drive toward Dover, friend, where thou shalt meet both welcome and protection. Take up thy master. If thou shalt dally half an hour, his life. With thine and that all offer to defend him, stand in assured loss.
Come, help to bear thy master. Thou must not stay behind.
Oh, this is where the fun begins. Gloucester, ever loyal to the king, has helped Lear escape to Dover. Cornwall and Regan are infuriated and seek revenge against the earl. And a servant that looks strangely like Cordelia witnesses everything. My, what a predicament.
How now? Where's the king? Go seek the traitor Gloucester. Pinning him like a thief. Bring him here before us.
Hang him instantly.
Pluck out his eyes.
Who's there? The traitor?
Ungrateful fox, 'tis he.
Bind fast his corky arms.
I have broken nail. What mean your graces, good my friends?
You filthy perjurer.
Unmerciful lady as you are, I'm none.
Darken the sconces so that none may see what we do.
Come, sir. What letters had you late from France?
No cat, for we know the truth.
In what confederacy have you with traitors? Late-footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands have you sent the lunatic king?
I have a letter guessingly sent down, which came from one that's of a neutral heart, and not from one opposed.
Cunning.
It's the lies for me.
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh stick boorish fangs.
See it shalt thou never. Fellows, hold the chair. Upon these eyes of thine I'll set my foot.
Sister, I leave you to seek Edmund. Servants, illuminate my way.
Hold your
hand, my lord. I have served you ever since I was a child, but better service have I never done you than now to bid you hold.
Howbeit, my villain!
Nay, then come on, and take the chance of anger.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Get down! Bitch!
I have been slain, my lord, and you have one eye. But one eye to still bid you mischief.
Lest it see more prevented out, foul jelly! Where's thy luster now?
All dark and comfortless. Where's my son Edmund? Edmund, enkindle all the sparks of nature to quit this horrid act.
You treacherous villain! You ought! Throw him out the gates! Let him Uber back to Dover! How is it, my lord? How look you?
I have received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyelash villain. Throw this slave upon the dunghill. Reagan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
Oh, to lose one's sight is to lose one's pleasure in life. Next, we witness a blind Gloucester stumbling around while being led by an old man. This poor Tom was a man Gloucester encountered in his earlier meeting with the king. Little does the Earl know, this Tom is actually his son.
My father, world, O world, but that thy strange mutations make us hate thee, life would not yield to age.
I have no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw, full of 'tis seen, our means secure us and our mere defects. Prove our commodities, O dear son Edgar, the food of thy abused father's wrath. Might I but live again to see thee in my touch, I'd say I have eyes again. Hey now, who's there?
'Tis poor mad Tom,
Is it a beggar man?
madam and beggar too.
Know'st thy way to Dover?
Hey, master.
There is a cliff whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it, and I'll repair the misery thou dost bear with something rich about me. From that place I shall be needing no lead.
Give me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
The seconds turn to minutes, and the minutes turn to hours, as poor Tom leads Gloucester the Blind through the rolling, not white, cliffs of Dover. The pair is getting closer and closer to where the king has been sent away. Will they find him? Let's find out.
When shall we come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb up it now. Look how we labor.
Methinks the ground is even.
Horrible steep. Hark, do you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Why? Then your other sense is growing perfect by your eyes' anguish.
So may it be indeed. Methinks thy voice is altered, and thou speakest in better phrase and matter than thou didst.
You're much deceived. In nothing am I changed but in my garments.
Methinks you're better spoken.
Come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still. How fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one eyes so low. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice. I'll look no more, lest my brain turn and the deficient sight topple down headlong.
Set me where you stand.
Give me your hand. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge, for all beneath the moon. Would I not leap upright?
Let go my hand. Go thou farther off, bid me farewell, and let me hear thee going.
Now fare you well, good sir.
with all my heart. O you mighty gods, this world I do renounce and in your sights. Shake patiently my great affliction off, if I could bear it longer and not fall, to quarrel with your great opposeless wills. My snuff and loathed part of nature should burn itself out. If Edgar live, oh bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well.
Alive or dead? Ho you, sir, friend. Hear you, sir. Speak. What are you, sir?
Away, and let me die.
Ha! Goneril with a white beard. They flattered me like a dog and told me I had white hairs in my beard. And the black ones were there. To say A and no to everything I said A and no to was no good divinity. When the rain came to wet me once, and the wind came to make me chatter, and when the thunder would not peace at my bidding, there I found them. There I smelt them out. Go to. They are not men of their words. They'll tell me I was everything. 'Tis a lie. I'm not on proof.
The trick of that voice, I do well remember. Is it not the king?
Every inch a king. When I do stare, see how the subject quakes. I pardon that man's life. What was thy cause? Adultery? How shall I die? Die for adultery? No. The wren goes to it, and the small gilded fly does lecher at my sight. Let compilation thrive. For Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters go between the lawful sheets. There's hell, there's darkness, there's a sulphurous pit, burning, scalding, stench, consumption, fi, pa. Give me ounce of 7 good apothecary to sweeten my imagination. There's money for thee.
Oh, let me kiss that hand.
Let me wipe it first. It smells of mortality.
Oh, ruined piece of nature.
His wits begin to unsettle.
Canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his death.
When we are born, we cry we have come to this great stage of fools. 'Tis a good bluff. It were a delicate stratagem. To shoe a troop of horse with felt, I'll put it in proof. And when I have stolen upon these sons-in-laws, then kill, 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 kill.
Plat bien trop vite consommé. À sauter les repas, je suis habitué. Un voleur solitaire et triste à nourrir.
Can you sense that? It's an unmistakable feeling, a daughter's love for her father. We now turn to a French camp where a long-lost pair finally reunite. I sense that Princess Cordelia will find a very different man than the one who sent her away.
Oh, my dear father, restoration hang thy medicine on my lips, and let this kiss repair those violent harms that my 2 sisters have in thy reverence made. Had you not been their father, these white flakes had challenged pity of them. Was this a face to be opposed against the warring winds? To stand against the deep, dead-bolted thunder? In the most terrible and nimble stroke of quick cross lightning? To watch Cordu with them in this thin helm? Mine enemy's dog, though he had bit me, should have stood that night against my fire, and wast thou fain, poor father, to hovel thee with swine and rogues forlorn, in short and musty straw? Alack, alack, 'tis wonder that thy life and wits at once had not concluded all.
No, 6 feet.
My bad, father.
You do me wrong to take me out of the grave. Thou art a soul in bliss, and I am bound upon a wheel of fire that my own tears do scald like molten lava.
Sir, do you know me?
You are a spirit, I know? When did you die?
Oh, look upon me, sir, and hold your hands in benediction over me. No, sir, you must not kneel.
Pray, do not mock me. I'm a very foolish, fond old man, 80 and upward, not a moment more nor less. And to deal plainly, I am not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you, and know this man, yet I am doubtful, for I am mainly ignorant. What place is this? And all the skills I have remembers not these garments. No, I know not where I did lodge last night. Do not laugh at me, for I am a man to think I should know this lady to be my child Cordelia.
And so I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our final scene. While the Duke of Albany was at his castle awaiting news, Goneril has been in the care of Edmund. Regan, who is now a widow, wants Edmund for herself. Oh, I do love a good conflict. Meanwhile, the French, behind Cordelia, have been fighting in defense of King Lear. It is in the British camp that our story draws to a close.
Now, sweet Lord, you know the goodness I attend upon you. But tell me, but truly, then speak the truth, do you not love my sister?
An honored love.
But have you never found my brother's way to the forfeited place?
That thought abuses you.
I never shall endure her, dear my lord. Be not familiar with her.
Fear me not.
I had rather lose the battle than that sister should loosen him from me.
I have some bad news, guys. Really bad news. Sir, this I hear. The king has come to his daughter, and France has invaded our land.
Combine together against the enemy.
Then let's determine with this ancient war on our proceedings.
To both of these sisters I have sworn my love, each jealous of the other, as stung are of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both, one, or neither? Neither can be enjoyed. If both remains alive, to take the widow exasperates and makes her mad at her sister Goneril. And hardly shall I carry out my plan. Her husband, being alive now, will use his countenance for the battle, which being done, let her, who would rid him of her devise, its speedy taking off. And as for the mercy which he intends to Lear and to Cordelia, the battle is done, and they within our power shall never see his pardon, for my state stands on me to defend, not to debate.
Seize them!
Some officers take them away. Good guard, until their greater pleasures first be known, that are to censure them.
We are not who with the first meeting have incurred the worst. For thee, oppressed king, am I cast down, myself could else outfrown false fortune's frown. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters?
No, come on. Let's go away to prison. We two alone will seem like birds in the cage. When thou dost ask me my blessing, I'll kneel down and ask thee forgiveness, so we'll live and pray and sing. Upon such sacrifices, my Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense.
Take them away.
What's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
Himself, what thou say to him?
Draw thy sword. Thou art a traitor, false to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father, spearing against his high illustrious prince, and from the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust below thy foot. A most toad-spotted traitor, say thou. No. This sword, this arm, and my best spirits are bent to prove upon thy heart, whereto I speak, thou liest.
Back do I toss those treasons to thy head. With the hell-hated lie overwhelm thy heart, which, or they yet to glance, and by scarcely bruise, the sword of mine shall give them the instant way, where they shall rest forever. Trumpets, speak.
What have you charged me with? That I have done. And more, much, much more. That time will bring it out. The past, and so am I. But what art thou? Thou hast fortune on me. It did not noble you. I do forgive thee.
Let's exchange charity. I am no less in blood than thou art, Edmund. My name is Edgar, and thy father's son. The gods are just, and of our pleasant vices make instruments to plague us. The dark and vicious place where thee he got cost him his eyes.
Thou hast spoken right. 'Tis true. The wheel is come full circle, and I am here.
Guess what? Goneril poisoned Reagan and Reagan stabbed Goneril. They're both dead.
Quickly, send to the castle, for my writ is on the life of Lear and Cordelia. Nay, send in time.
Run! Oh, run!
How? How? Oh, you men of stones, had I your tongues and eyes, I'd use them so. The heaven's vault should crack. She's gone forever. And I know when one is dead, and one lives. She is dead as earth.
Is this the promised end? Oh, my good master.
Freest thee away. To his noble Kent, your friend. A plague upon you murderers, traitors all. I might have saved her. Now she's gone forever. Cordelia, stay a little. What does thou say? Her voice was ever soft. Gentle and low's an excellent thing, woman. I'd kill the slave that was hangeth thee. This is a dull sight. Are you not Kent?
The same. Your servant, Kent. All's cheerless, dark, and deadly. Your eldest daughters have fordone themselves, and desperately are dead.
Oh, I think so.
He knows not what he says, and vain it is that we present us to him.
Very bootless.
And my poor friend is hanged. No Rio, no life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life? And now no breath at all? That'll come no more. Never, never, never. Pray on to you. Undo this button, please. Thank you, sir. Do you see this? Look at her lips. Her lips.
Thanks, my lord, my lord.
Break. My heart, I prithee, break.
Look up, my lord.
Vex not his ghost. Oh, let him pass. He hates him much. That upon the rack of his tough world. Stretch him out longer.
He is gone indeed.
Bear them from hence. Our present business is general woe. Friends of my soul, you twain, rule in this realm, and the gored state sustain.
I have a journey, sir, shortly to go. My master calls me. I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne most that we are young, shall never see so much, nor live so long.
The sun is setting low, I fear, letting our loneliness out into the atmosphere. The tide is turning on, our chance to turn it round. I never thought I'd see my fingernails fall out.
Oh, yes. Everyone died. I forgot that part. As we continue to exist in a state of chaos, panic, and disease, let us reflect on all of this needless suffering. It is tempting to view the world as a cruel and unfair place, but we all have agency in ordering our affairs. Remember, where there is a will, there is an estate. I trust you will all heed the warnings of the Lear family. Toodaloo.